Hey, here we go.
Now then, shall we play?
What the fuck did you do with the guy? That's not his voice.
Now then, shall we play?
Ew. Where is my very, like, Mexican adjacent death?
先生アンクルさんいよいよ発表できる時が来ました
What does he say?
タイトル名は
The title is Let It Die, Inferno.
一等大インフェルノです
Oh, I got it. So this is the official sequel of Let It Die then. Death Verse, we don't need to talk about it. Death Verse is just...
McCleverkin said, given how much time has passed, they probably couldn't get the same VA. Might also be SAG-AFTRA nonsense.
Maybe, but I feel like it's these... I think the guy who voiced him has always voiced a lot of people, I think. Exactly, the dev team is being hard at work. It's hard at work. I'm not going to be toxic, but... we made some Death Verse. We had to go backpedal a little bit and then make some... Anyways, it's a game that combines melee action and roguelike elements with PV... Yeah, this is the weird thing. PvPvE. Kill me. So it's basically a game, and let's play first, and then we'll talk about it.
チーム頑張ってますこのゲームは
Beautiful. Love the style. Melee, roguelike elements, yeah, PvE, PvP, whatever system.
Lonesyndicate said, I still think Death Verse was peak, just didn't have a chance to shine.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, sure, but I also feel like everyone knew that this game was like, had terminal cancer kind of feeling. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those things of like, ooh, ooh, this game has like anti-heat. Like, no one's talking about it and all that. Okay, so what is this? So you have you can basically do a judge of what you want to pick up in this weird menu system. So this is what you're currently wearing. How many slots do you have? 100? No, that can't be right. 100 slots you can hold shit with? Okay. You have a thruster, katana, and cool blade, cool outfit and stuff like that. Oh, you're rocking Death's outfit, actually, weirdly enough. Except for the hat. It could be called an execution... I gotta read this, guys. I'm sorry. He's talking way too fast. You could call this an executional action game. Sorry, extraction shooter game. Sorry, extraction action game. Couldn't read for the shit. Yeah, characters look beautiful. Love the tattoos. That's a cool ad. Players take on the role of raiders to explore the depths of Hell's Gate. Guess what, motherfuckers? This is huge. Guess who said, hey, instead of going up, you know how in the Tower of Barbs we were constantly climbing up? Wouldn't it make sense that we start not going up to heaven, which is the Tower of Babel, Tower of Barbs, up to heaven? Instead, we start descending more and more into hell and Let It Die 2. I said this like eons ago, and they did it. Maybe. We're in the sky. It's a game that's messed up. Anyways, nothing can be simple as just, we just go down. It's like, no, you're in the sky, so then you descend. Anyways, maybe you meet up at the tower, at the top of the tower. Who knows? Players take on the role of raiders, yes. Exploring Hell's Gate. Pretty. Oh, dude, the character design looks so cool. That's so fun. Alright, a massive chaotic hole in the ground, teeming with terrifying monsters and other player-controlled raiders. So this is what I really want to talk to you guys about at the end. Yep, it's not new. It still looks like it's following the very slow, unforgiving attacks.
Said, I already see it down in December when the game drops. We're going to get a huge influx of people.
Yes, and who knows? I mean, I'd like to play it. I'm not sure if I'll cover it. I might make a video here or there, depending on how good it is. I probably will try to be helpful. We'll see. We'll see. It depends. I don't want to say anything yet. Maybe I'm so fucking bitter because, yeah, but I find out this thing in myself where, like, I really like when no one's covering something or no one's talking about something, being the guy that still tries to help because there's no information out there. I feel like this way about Borderlands is cannibalizing my interest in covering the game, like content-wise, because I keep seeing so many good content creators cover everything. So I feel like I cannot provide anything. So yeah. But maybe if Let It Die has no, like, people covering it, then I'm like, all right, guess who's dusting off some cobwebs? But don't expect anything of me. I might drop this game on the fucking drop of a hat because I decide, you know what? Maybe I deserve nice things too. Maybe I deserve not to fucking eat shit and die 20 times just to make one video. Anyways, still triggered by a lot of stuff. Let's go. So it's time we're in hell. Yes. Well, we never really understood what we were for the first game. We were playing a video, like the first Let It Die is us playing a fucking video game in an arcade that I think later we find out we're in. No, I don't think that's the case. So yeah, I don't know if this is like following that line of thinking or reasoning. Yeah, the lore of story of this game is chaotic as hell, which is kind of charming in its own way. But to try to nail it down makes you seem like a psychopath. If you want to keep the items you picked up while exploring, you'll need to survive and make it home safely. I mean, that is basically like Let It Die was a survival extraction shooter without being an extraction shooter. I don't know. I find it a bit exhausting. But yeah, let's keep going. It never really dawned on me that, yeah, Let It Die is exactly like an extraction shooter. Yeah, safety home, yep. If you die, you lose everything. Isn't that fun? And you can't go and like reclaim your old loot, I don't think. So it is a full-on extraction shooter. Because it did have things to get around the extraction shooter element, like being able to go up and get your gear again. But yeah, I'm not just talking about your gear. You'll lose your character's body too. What? Some old crazy nonsense. That's cool. The characters look awesome. The Unreal Engine looks fucking dazzling. Like, yeah. Raiders keep exploring and switching bodies again and again, building the ultimate version of themselves. Okay, so that's cool. I don't know what this means. Yeah.
McFluffican said technically Lid was a looter roguelike / Souls-like, while Deathverse was a battle arena / Royale, and now Inferno is an extraction looter.
No, for sure, but I'm saying that, like, Let It Die...
said not even corpse runs? Damn, that's sad.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm not sure. Because, like, this could be a really cool system if they, like, amplify the idea of, like, no, you're going to level up your character, and that's going to be, like, super meaningful. And then you'll just buy your armor back. But to me, the fact that they still, like, you still lose out on that character, like, I don't know what the penalty is, basically. Like, is the penalty, hey, your character just died. Guess what? You have to go run and, like, level up another one. Like, that's ass. That's super ass. Like, then it just becomes like, okay, I gotta level up 10 guys, equip them, and then if I die, I can, like, go and do it, but I still have to, like, eventually, like, get all my characters again, like, to, like, whatever level. I don't think that's the case. It sounds like it's more of just, like, a more extraction shootery. But yes. Raiders keep exploring and switching bodies again and again, building the ultimate version of themselves. That sounds kind of neat. I think it's the best spin on the fact that, like, hours and hours of your time will just be depleted and gone if you die. And guess what? There's other characters that possibly can kill you. How deep can they go? The competition, that's the real thrill. I like the fan blade. It's kind of cool. Hope you enjoyed the new gameplay experience.
Said, I just want an extraction looter game to not be PvPvE and not make a dedicated PvE mode being not affordable.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about this. I talked about this a little bit in the chat with this. So there are some good news. They did mention that Let It Die in the devlog. They released a devlog today, and they did talk about how people who play Deathverse or Let It Die will both be receiving unique special content and gear. I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up being the Uncle Death's armor outside of his hat or hood, because you can see Uncle Death's chest piece here in shorts and boots. So I could see that being a thing, that they're like, hey, by the way, if you play Deathverse Let It Die, you're able to experience Uncle Death's drip, all that stuff. But the main cause of concern that I have is very simple. First of all, that's such a cool shot, and it makes me very curious. I wonder if something happened, and yes, I wonder if something happened to the Tower of Babel, and we shot down. I hope there's some reference to Let It Die, like story-wise. It's just like a weird story, but it's kind of I'm invested in it, I guess. Anyways, so I have two main concerns. One, in Let It Die is all about overcoming adversity, putting up with bullshit, and finding a way through to the end regardless. Finding out the one piece of information that will, like, set you free and actually give you a massive advantage and make a horrible, cruel world less horrible and cruel. In fact, in some cases, make it easy. So it's just like a knowledge deficit, essentially. But what happens when the cool, random AI that's actually pretty fucking clever and knows when you're about to attack and will roll at the last minute because it's able to code that in and understand when you're going to make a mistake, essentially. What happens if that AI isn't an AI that can kind of be gamified? You can get on a corner, punch him when he comes up to you, things like that. But instead, is a guy who could like literally dedicate the entire first week to understanding what the meta weapons are, to then stomp on your balls and make this game a living fucking hell for you. So it's not about overcoming adversity or like information. Instead, it's about, God, I hope I don't get some sort of toxic freak who's just trying to stomp on me to death so I can't even make do any progress in this game. Now, maybe there's checks and balances. Like, hey, if you're level 30, you'll only be able to be fought against level 30 and below or something. So you can't get griefed on by the people at the highest level. I don't think I said that right. You basically can only fight people at your current level or higher. Maybe that'd be something neat. But at the same time, to me, I don't know if I love this. Like, this is them taking one of the weirder parts of Let It Die, which is like the PvP element. Again, the one thing that people clamored for to death was, let me play with my friends. I don't care if it makes the game 10 times harder. I'd rather actually play and survive and like grunt through the hellishness of the world. Imagine, it's also crazy. You can like pick up your, I'm not sure if this is actually a thing in Let It Die. I think it is, where like you could pick up one of your people and throw them over your shoulder. Maybe that's not in Let It Die. Maybe I'm thinking a different game. But that would be totally reasonable. If your friend like died and you like threw him over your shoulder and ran to the exit, hit a button, and you get to go, or you find a piece of food and you shove it in his mouth, his unconscious body comes back to life. Like, that's a much, much more fun gameplay loop. And I actually might be even interested in like you doing like you having to be invaded because it's a 2v1. That would be like an interesting version of it, I think. But instead, it's just like you're playing, you've got a bunch of gear, and then some sick freak frothing at the mouth comes down the stairs and he's like, I'm gonna ruin your whole fucking day. And it's like, if the game is already difficult and now you have some motherfucker beating the shit out of you, that's gonna be so fucking shit, man. Again, maybe there's checks and balances. Maybe it's like, but if you die once or you get killed by a hater, then you're put on like a cooldown and like you won't get shit on that whole day. Maybe. But I don't know. I have a feeling that, like, again, it's tough because Let It Die is built on this presupposition of like difficulty and like resistance is like the lifeblood of the game. Like, you're not playing this game because you want to be baby. You're playing this game because you want a fucked up challenge. You want like something that like pushes against you. But ultimately, I think the thing that people want is like a solution. So they like to like be given a shitty like hard problem, but then for there to be like an idea or an epiphany of like, oh, if I did this, then I'd be able to overcome it. But when you introduce the irregular variability of co-op or like PvP, then you can never fucking manage the psychosis of people. Okay, so there's no like understanding of gamification of that unless you just find out the meta weapon, which they're probably already having too. And I don't know. I think this is going to hyper intensify the worst part about this game, which is the feeling of like, well, I couldn't have done anything about that really. I couldn't have gotten out of that situation because this guy has like an insane weapon and I have nothing. Yada yada yada. Who knows? Maybe there's a debuff. Maybe I'm just curious how the balancing system is going to work so that you're not just completely getting shredded by people who are above you. And yes, and it sucks because sorry. Not to suck, but like this game is no longer free, by the way. That's something the devs have mentioned. This is a paid for game. So you have like the deluxe edition, you have the super deluxe edition, and then you have like the mega edition, whatever it is. Base game, more shit, more shit. Now I'm curious what that means.
The women in this game are hot.
Awesome.
Woohoo.
Look awesome. I agree. They look fantastic. Unreal Engines always look good. I like the fact that they like increase the weirdness. So they're like covered in tattoos and like got weird glasses and goggles and shit. Very neat. But the one thing that I'm curious about, or like not sure about, is I lost my train of thought completely. Fuck, damn it. I don't know what I was saying. Something about this game is basically like costing money. So I'm curious to see what the other like thing is. Now, if it costs money and there's like a cosmetic battle pass, totally fine with it. That to me is maybe it's everyone's got a different microtransaction line, but that to me has always been fine. Yeah, that's what Helldivers did and all that stuff. Totally fine with that. What I don't want is for them to inject RNG like the stew and balance the game based on that fucking horrible variability. And I don't know, it could be a good thing or a bad thing based on that idea that we are basically having like this is a game that is paid for, so hopefully like what we buy is worth it, like at a base. And hopefully, like, the user's experience is kind of important because you're not just shotgunning it to anybody who can survive, but you're shotgunning it to people who actually pay for something and expect something of certain quality in return. So, yes, TLDR, very excited. There's a lot of things specifically coming from the PvPvE aspect, the P part of it, that freaks me out because I'm thinking, dude, I just want a game that I can, like, run in a fun environment, collect loot. ideally play with my friends, overcome bullshit challenges with clever like knowledge about the game and understanding about how to manipulate it, and have like that reward mechanism, and have like various things to chase, like new builds that are just fun to pursue. Like imagine, like this is the thing that makes me excited, the fact that there's no like seemingly mushroom stew, is that they could just release like a cool weapon that, or like a cool something that lets you make a build about the game. So a build that doesn't require you to like get super fucking lucky or spend money on a decal that will barely show up if you roll it 1,000 times. So like that to me would be cool. Of like, oh, imagine you can like level up this gear, but then you also have a cool build that you want to try out that's like syncs with that gear and that weapon. Awesome. And then what if somebody who dedicates only his time 24 hours doing this to then kill you?
Fetus said
Not so
typically, PvPvE is a competitive PvE, so it shouldn't be too bad with griefing and shit.
Hopefully. I hope. It'd be even better, like Fluff said, if I could just turn off the PvP. Or if anything, they just made it PV, like, PV, what's it called when you're, like, playing with your friends, not playing against people necessarily. Or even it's fine if you're playing with your friends and you fight against people. I feel like I'm more open to fighting somebody if I have my buddy there to, like, suffer with me, rather than me, like, quietly trying to, like, do a little bit of farming at the middle of the night, and then some asshole, like, kicks my ass, and then I'm like, all right, well, I hate this game. I just got my ass kicked and I'm going to bed angry, essentially, you know? Anyways, what's next? What are these other games? Inferno is an amazing name for the game. Dante's Inferno and all that. Yeah, I didn't think about that. It's a good point. I want to right over my head.
Knowing Fetus said IE, 2 teams competing to see how many monsters each team can kill.
Oh.
Not PvP, it's PvE competitive.
Oh, I see. Yeah. That's, I don't mind that at all. But I do think in the Let It Die 2 or Let It Die Inferno, it is like they specifically mentioned that people can like spawn in and kill you. So I think maybe that's what you're saying. That you prefer what you just described, which is like you're fighting monsters and you're trying to see who fights. But yeah, that's fun. I like that.
Lonesyndicate said, I enjoyed the invaders and stuff and Let It Die, made encounters interesting.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, it was frustrating when some high-level demon would come after you, but when you face on-level, great.
Yeah, but Lone, it's powered by AI in Let It Die 1. In Let It Die Inferno, it's gonna be a living human being that has like strategically played to fuck your life up. like it's not like he'll be the kind of person that will like wait. Again, there's going to be mushrooms probably that you throw and they explode. So imagine you throw a mushroom and explode, you get tossed aside, and somebody just starts bashing in the head with a hammer. Like there's going to be shit that's going to be like fuck with you-able probably. So that's just shit I'm like, oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Also, I wish it was separated. I wish it was like zones where like if you go there, you're gonna get your ass kicked because it's a hyper zone or whatever, and you can avoid them if you don't want it. Maybe it just takes a longer way around the tower. Like that's fine. But if I have to, like, I'm just trying to farm, dude. I'm just trying to get some fucking gear, fight some AI, be good at it that way. I don't need to have some asshole being like, you know what? You're not having fun today. You just fuck right off, actually.
Lonesyndicate said, oh wait, Emma be facing an actual
yes.
human. Bring it on.
Yes, I knew you'd probably want this as well. But I feel like, again, Lone, you spent like 4 hours grinding, you just got that piece of gear that you were just trying to level up with, and then this is a person that's like, and your armor's probably broken at that point and shit. We'll see. We'll see what the variables are. Maybe there's not like weapon degradation anymore, but we'll see. There are things that can make this less shitty. Very cool, man. I'm hyped. To be honest, man, I don't know why. I'm just not connecting with a lot of PlayStation's like roster right now. Like the games outside of Wolverine, hyped as shit about Wolverine. Let It Die, very hyped for. Otherwise, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of maybe I just got a really unique palette or whatever. But like none of those really like being exciting to me. But
Flufferkin said, "Curse of Lit Inferno influx upon you."
Owen Tone says, you plan on playing Let It Die Inferno? Maybe. Maybe we'll see when it gets there. Maybe I'm too busy. Maybe life gets crazy. But it does look interesting to me. I am also very worried about the forced PvP element of it, meaning whether people kick your ass or like rob you of the fun time you're trying to have. But it can totally work as long as it's somewhat limited. But if we're betting on someone, people will go out of their way to be a fucking horrible bastard. So until the shoe's on the other foot of like, oh my god, I haven't, like every time I go to farm for this one thing, this guy's there and he kicks the shit out of me. Then you're like, in that case, it'll be a very niche game still. But hey,